Tommy's matchbook was added to Destiny 2 several seasons ago and has a very unique playstyle associated with it. Its exotic perk, Ignition Trigger, allows the player to increase the damage the auto rifle does, but at the cost of the player's shields. This was neat when it was added to Destiny 2, but it was very niche and did not see much usage after its initial launch. However, a few months ago, Tommy's matchbook received a tremendous buff, granting it the ability to scorch targets on hit while Ignition Trigger is active. Unfortunately, it still has the downside of damaging the wielder, aka me. That's where my next piece of the build comes into play. Precious Scars is the exotic Titan helmet with the perk Kintsugi, whose perk description reads, final blows from weapons with a damage type matching your subclass create a burst of healing around you that grants allies restoration. What is not included in this description is that the Titan wearing the exotic, me, also receives the restoration benefits from the perk. This means that kills with Tommy's matchbook will allow me to start regenerating health, which will hopefully heal me faster than Tommy can damage me. To help amplify this build even further, I've selected a suite of aspects and fragments. In terms of class setup, I have selected Hammer of Soul as my super, Rally Barricade, Throwing Hammer, and a Thermite Grenade. For my aspects, I have Soul Invictus, which will allow me to create sunspots upon defeating enemies with solar abilities or defeating scorched targets. These sunspots will also damage enemies that enter them and decrease my ability cooldowns when I pass through them. I also have on Roaring Flames, which will allow ignition and ability final blows to increase the damage of my abilities even further. In terms of fragments, I have Ember of Empyrean, which will allow solar weapon or ability final blows to extend the duration of radiant and restoration, Ember of Eruption for bigger ignition explosions, Ember of Ashes so that I can apply even more scorch stacks to targets, and finally Ember of Singeing, which will allow my class ability to recharge faster when scorching targets, which I will be doing a lot of. I am also taking advantage of the artifact mods Kindling Trigger, Flint Striker, and Rays of Precision. Finally, in terms of armor mods, I wanted to keep it simple. Turn Tommy's matchbook into a damage monster. With 3 Solar Surge mods paired with the Time Dilation mods, Tommy's matchbook should be putting out massive damage, burning everything to the ground, and igniting the world. I believe all these parts working together will assist this build into becoming the ultimate survival ad slaying machine. Now let's get into a game and find out. Okay, so we are here. Looks like we actually started Onslaught in progress. Let's work on this build. Let's kill these enemies real quick. But I'll go ahead and talk about the rest of my build that we have equipped, because we do, obviously we talked about the primary, the subclass setup and stuff like that. But also for my other weapons, I have recombination, auto-loading holster, mountaintop with spike grenades, which is awesome. And then I have crafted Apex Predator with bait and switch and reconstruction. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Some of the other stuff that I did just want to show y'all real quick is, oops, hold on. Right here, I also have on a Font of Wisdom and a Font of Focus. I figured if we're going to have as much uptime on Solar Weapon Surge, we might as well get some bonus stats from it as well. So that's that. Of course we would get a Tormentor round right now. I didn't include the boss fight that we just had for the simple fact that it didn't seem appropriate to showcase a boss fight for literally the opening of this video. But followed by that boss fight was a Tormentor round, which, who would have thought, right? Uh-oh, I could get suppressed out of here. And come on, teammate, we got this. We've killed 5 so far. I mean, I've killed like 1. Let's see if we can get all these ones. Eight Tormentors. 8 Tormentors is pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, yeah, so this is going to be included at a really random point in the video, but I did want y'all to see what happens in a Tormentor round with this build. Now, another thing I have been thinking about as we've kind of been, playing here and messing around with this for just a little bit, I did not really consider it, but I think Ember of Benevolence might be a better option than Ember of Singeing. Like, yes, we get our class ability back fast, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we could also get it back fast. If we had Ember of Benevolence on, I think we could also get it back probably just as fast. And I don't think we need to double stack it. But another nice aspect of having Ember of Benevolence as opposed to Ember of Singeing is we also get grenade and melee benefits on top of that. And another thing I've also noticed on top of that is we're not using our melee ability a whole lot. And so I'm wondering if Consecration might just be a better option for us. And I suppose, you know, if we had Consecration on, we would have to sacrifice something else in its place, like Roaring Flames or Sol Invictus. But I'm not sure which of those two I would really want to sacrifice. I really like Sol Invictus because it makes the sunspots on the ground right here that will, you know, you can trap enemies inside of and just, they walk in and just instantly burn. Although another thing I was potentially thinking that can make the build better, we should probably switch to Solar Grenade. I think that having Solar Grenade would be a more powerful option for locking down areas than a Thermite Grenade would be. But Solar Grenades do have a longer cooldown, so we'll have to, we'll kind of think about that. We'll probably switch it up at some points. Maybe after we finish this set, we'll just put on a Solar Grenade as opposed to a, oh, there we go. A little bit worried there. We'll put on a Solar Grenade as opposed to our Thermite Grenade. We don't want to change too much because we want to test it out, see if we can find, like, pinpoint the best build. So I think that's what we'll start with. We'll just change to a Solar Grenade right quick. It's also nice because we won't lose our entire, like, class progress. Like, we can keep our super, we keep our grenade energy. All that stays, which is really nice. Another thought that I had is Ember of Searing, which is the one that gives you, you know, fire sprites when you get grenade kills, and it gives you melee energy when you kill scorched targets. Not only would it be good for getting our melee back, but it would also give us those fire sprites, which give us grenade energy back. So I think I might consider swapping to that as well. I think that would help our abilities flow a little bit better, because currently our ability usage feels like it's a little bit, it's just a little bit slow. Like, I'll throw a Solar Grenade right here. And we're not going to have another Solar Grenade for a minute. We need to stay close to our teammates so that when we get restoration, they can also get restoration. Yeah, I think we should probably end up switching to Ember of Benevolence. In fact, I'll probably do this right before we rally this flag, because switching your fragments will reset your class completely. Okay, so this boss fight should be a pretty interesting one, pretty easy. Our teammate actually threw a Nova Bomb at the boss. I was not paying attention and just deleted his health bar. It's also fun because Tommy is a weapon that you have to, like, pre-charge. Similar to some of your, you know, things like, oh, what's the, like fusion rifles and stuff. But see that sunspot right there came in clutch because all those enemies just spawned inside of it and got instantly burned up. Plus the scorch stacks from Tommy's matchbook itself. I need my teammate to stay close to me, that way I can give them the restoration benefits. Throw a grenade right there. Watch out behind you, teammate. I should be able to start his health regeneration at least a little bit here. I know it's only like 2 seconds if you don't have, or the base level is like 2 seconds. Okay, so we have Demolitionist this time. I'm going to actually pop a barricade here. We're going to let our teammates handle the demo. Well, maybe not. We are going to need to figure out what, oh, okay, what round it is. I always forget what round it is, and I forget that you can actually look what round it is. That was a beautiful ignition right there. Oh my lord. It was a beautiful ignition. So the reason I'm considering using Ember of Searing as opposed to Ember of Eruption, like I said, it's because, you know, the ignitions, enemies are already so close together that having a larger radius for that ignition I don't think is necessarily as good as the ability to gain melee energy from scorching targets, which every kill we're getting with Tommy's matchbook basically is a scorched target kill. And that's coupled with the fact that Ember of Searing allows you to create fire sprites that would help us get our grenade back even faster. It just sounds like a dream combo. Pop this right now. You gotta be careful. You're not invincible with this build. That's pretty easy to say. That's also one of the reasons why I considered putting on Consecration as well. Because again, we're not using our melee a whole lot, but I think if we had Consecration as one of our aspects, we would definitely be more inclined to use it. See how fast it just deep fries these groups of enemies. Like, it feels so good. Just cutting through them all, and especially like now that we don't have to worry about any exploding thralls, we can just kind of sit here and lay into them as they spawn and watch ignition after ignition after ignition. Just delete everything. Got a barricade here for a faster reload, which is very nice. Oh my gosh, my PC is lagging. That's how much is going on right now. Okay, we've got mines. I'm tempted to say just let my teammate handle the mines. We're gonna get rid of him real quick. But I also don't want to be that guy. Yeah, that solar grenade right there is very, very clutch. Actually, I'm gonna go help Golfer Man out. I'm not sure if he was close enough to get the benefits of restoration. Oh yeah, he was, because my grenade looks like it's cooling down faster. So one of the things I am gonna switch to real quick, I'm actually gonna take off Ember of Eruption, we're going to put on Ember of Searing, and then we're going to take off Roaring Flames, put on Consecration. Because I want to see how... I want to see more ability usage. Like, we're getting... We have aspects dedicated to ability usage. We have, you know, Soul Invictus dedicated to ability usage. Oh my gosh, I almost died right there. I don't know why he's so attracted to me all of a sudden. Here, put this for us, teammate. It's all right though. So again, I want to keep working on the ads so that we can get restoration going. Also, we can help our team if they need it. Put up another wall. Yeah, so not having Ember of Singeing definitely did not hurt us at all right there. Like, I mean, look how fast we're getting our rally barricade back anyways. I'm not worried about not having that. Plus, I see the fire sprites around the field, which is great. We'll get some of these we'll try to get some consecration kills, I guess I should say. We need to focus on getting kills. Yikes. Actually, we have a super we can use. And one thing I didn't realize, but I've been noticing my super comes back very, very quickly with when using Tommy's matchbook here. Like, I don't know if it's the scorch damage on top of the damage from the actual auto rifle itself, but it's coming back very fast. And I only have technically tier 5 intellect. That was close. So now we want to start using our barricade. We really want to try to start using our barricade a lot more than what we have been. Because I feel like, you know, the past several rounds, we haven't been using our barricade as much. And our barricade, we have a build, you know, it's not solely based around the barricade, but we do have a lot of features, you know, that are trying to help the barricade out. So we have powerful attraction on so that we can pick up nearby orbs of power when we put a barricade down. Of course, the faster reload speed, which is really helping out Tommy's matchbook, is very important to us. We really want to make sure we're trying to utilize the barricade as much as possible. But worst come to worst, we can always put a barricade literally down, you know, right, say in this staircase here. And what's in that staircase, it'll blind enemies that go through it. Which, at the bare minimum, that's a pretty decent feature. Okay, we got a big boy ogre over here. Fortunately, I'm not seeing any... Oh, he put a well. Nice. I'm not seeing any curse thrall, which is absolutely lovely. Okay. That's down. We are kind of getting swarmed here, but we had that Rod of Radiance, which was really nice. Let's kill that Shrieker. We're getting close to the end of the round, which is good. when those big old bosses spawn, it gets problematic. Now, one other thing I have unfortunately neglected to remember is that we do have Consecration, and we haven't really been using Consecration as much as we probably could / should be using it. So we're going to try to use Consecration a little bit more here, especially because we're able to get it back so fast. I mean, look, we already have it back. That's very, very fast. Consecration doing its job right there. You love to see it. As long as we can consistently cause these eruptions, these ignitions right as the enemies are spawning, should have an easy lock on this. We'll throw a solar grenade right there to block them off, and then we're going to continue to just get killed with Tommy's matchbook. There is Unstoppable. Okay, I knew there was a champion somewhere around here. And we'll take him down real quick. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Is that a thing people still say? I don't know. This choke point right here has got to be one of the best on this map. Same thing with this hallway here too, I guess. Then we're going to go over here. We'll throw a grenade up over there. And if we need to, we'll use Consecration to just go up those stairs and destroy everything that's up there. Look at those ignitions though. Guys, that is, I'm telling you, this build, it feels so good. It's performing incredibly well. Oops, I tried to do a Consecration and somehow failed. You've got insanely good damage. You've got, you know, the super, which the super honestly is probably the least useful thing I have. Because it's just, I don't know, Hammer of Soul, it's okay when it's okay. That's really all I can say about it. Let's go ahead and get this mine. Let's use this against this high health target. Also, one of the nice things about Tommy's matchbook, I can shoot him in the arm and I'll still get these explosions. Oh, yikes. I need this guy to go. It's close. I want to get back. I was trying to hide in that little corner right there. Wait, is there? Oh, he was following me. Trying to hide in that little tiny corner. Okay, we need to use our heavy, because I feel like we're not using our heavy a whole lot. Like, you get a ton of heavy ammo in this, in Onslaught, and we're just really not using much of it. So we'll just try to nuke out the boss real quick. This is wave 40. I'm actually going to start clearing out some ads here because I don't want the ads to swarm us when the well runs out. It's got 10 seconds left. So let's stay on top of the ads. Plus, we'll build up Restoration. We'll cause some ignitions. Well, Radiance is about to be gone. That's going to go right over her head. Unfortunate. Oh, well. Let's keep killing these ads over here. Now, granted, this isn't a legend version, a legend run of this, but still, like, you can see the power of this build. You gotta be careful. Let me just back up a little bit. I'll actually just put a barricade right here so that we can reduce some of the damage that we're taking from directly in front of us. And let's see here. If I can hit her with this rocket, she might be done for. Oh, she was already done for. Great. I do need to be careful of these explodies. Teammate, you also need to be careful of the explodies. He's going in there, guns blazing. You know, and that super really doesn't have a whole lot of damage resistance, it seems like. What is it, Silk Strike? Okay. Let's cut these enemies down like some butter. We do have somebody coming from behind us, which we gotta be careful. Or I say somebody. We have some enemies coming from behind us. But that's one of the again, one of the nice things about Tommy's matchbook. Thank you. Thank you. Mountaintop and anti-barrier rounds not working together for some wild reason. But that's definitely one of the nice things about Tommy's matchbook. Like, you don't have to ADS. The hipfire is really, really accurate. And because you don't have to ADS, you don't have to run the risk of, you know, enemies coming up behind you or anything like that. To kill these real quick. Ooh, The game is lagging a little bit. There's so much going on. All these solar particles in the air and whatnot. Yeah, one of the things I am noticing is when you're using Tommy's matchbook and you're hip firing with it, of course you're not taking as much damage. The perk states as much. But when you have restoration, at least restoration ×1, your healing actually is completely negated by Tommy's matchbook damage. So, oh, here, let's toss that right there. Let's put up a barricade as well. So, if I have restoration ×1 at 15 seconds and I'm hip firing, I will actually heal faster than Tommy can damage me. But if I start ADSing, it just kind of negates it. So hip firing is pretty risky, even with this, this invincible build, so to speak. We'll kill the yellow bars first. Okay, we got a bunch of throttle here. Actually, we're gonna try to kill some of these things. That way we can give our team restoration. One of the big benefits of this build, and really I think playing around your team is the way to do it with Precious Scars. Like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like, having the ability to regenerate health based on any weapon kill, as long as it matches your subclass, is really strong. But the super strong factor comes into playing near your team, healing your team, giving them the stuff that they need to survive, as well as if they die, you can pick them up and have a really strong overshield. Open up with a grenade there. And start cutting through enemies. Of course, our teammates are close by us. And I think a lot of times you can tell, in my opinion, you can tell who's like a better, or I shouldn't say a better, but who's a more seasoned Destiny player when they start realizing that, like, the combination of weapons and exotics that you're using is something that can benefit them as well. Players who can identify that, hey, this dude's using Precious Scars. Okay, almost through with the wave here. But these tripwires are amazing. And our teammates got this fella. Okay, coming from this way. I'm going to go ahead and put a barricade right here. Barricade will hold them at bay, at least for a little bit. Also going to throw that over there, because I can't see that side, which is why I'm going to throw the grenade right there. That way, these guys, as they walk through... Uh-oh, ouch. That hurt. Oh, I didn't think about that barricade actually potentially wrecking me right there. Ruining my ability to see anything and get any sort of kills. Okay, that's the wave, though. And we're off to our final boss fight. Let's go. All right, we've got Big Greg in here. Is our teammate going to put a well down? Yes, he is. So I'm going to put my barricade down so that he can get a faster reload. A little bit better weapon stats, too. And I will take care of these guys. He died. I'll go pick him up. We'll probably pop super. Hey, I'm getting shredded in the well. All right, here we go. Stay close to me, baby boy. Stay close to me. Okay. And I know if it looks like I'm throwing sunspots down like crazy and in weird positions, because standing, again, in those sunspots, they give you, some benefits. Maybe not the best benefits. We'll kill him with Tommy's matchbook. But they give you some benefits. Really nice. And that's it. That's the 50-wave run. I guess technically this was a 40-wave run because we started with this team on wave 10. But regardless, we get the idea. Overall, it was pretty good. And we're going to go back to orbit and we will talk about the build in its entirety. Okay, so, overall, this build was incredibly powerful. I was really impressed with how strong it actually was. Just one more time, here's the final build. We ended up using Hammer of Soul. We had on Throwing Hammer, but we're using Consecration. We got a Solar Grenade, which we started with a Thermite Grenade, but ended up with Solar. Soul Invictus, Consecration, and then for our fragments, we have Empyrean, Searing, Ashes, and Benevolence. And really, I was getting abilities back incredibly fast. And I think this is probably the build that you would want to use for this particular setup with Tommy's Matchbook and Precious Scars. And the reason why, of course, if you're sticking close to your teammates, Ember of Benevolence is really strong. You know, it's really strong. You're also healing your teammates. So, you know, it's not just like, oh, stick close by them, you know, so that you can heal them, stuff like that. Like, you're passively going to be healing people as long as they're close to you. And who knows, maybe you get teammates again that recognize what you're doing and they're staying close to you. But overall, this build was impressively strong. I mean, you know, I'd say probably all of our kills, if not almost all of our kills, came from Tommy's Matchbook, which Tommy's Matchbook is an incredible weapon. And especially now that they've changed the catalyst here so that you can scorch targets, which I know that change came a couple months ago, but that's incredible. I mean, I don't, we had what, 800, I think we had 800 kills. We rounded out that Onslaught run with about 800 kills. So we started here with like 8,100, something like that. But Tommy's Matchbook, definitely a strong option. Of course, if you want to try this build, I can make a dim link and put it in the description below. But that's it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate your patience. It took me a while to make this. So if you made it to the end, thank you very much. Drop a like, helps the channel out a lot. And yeah, subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And guys, please do me a favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you'll like them. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye for now.